guys, my name is Grace and I'm doing a love connection reading for you Sagittarian people. So I have two cards here, card 1 or card 2. So you can post this video to really, properly choose which one really calls to you. So yeah, I'll timestamp it below anyway, so you can proceed to the reading. Alright. Okay, Sagittarian people, for those of you who chose card 1, this is the reading for you. Card 1, okay? So we'll proceed. What do you feel about this specific person that is in your mind? What do you feel about them? How do you feel? The Hierophant. So what I'm getting from this card is that you feel a bit restricted, but not in a bad way, I think. And this person feels like a very authoritative person and that set rules, but you love them either way, and because this person takes care of you and you kind of like that protective energy that they offer. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from this. A bit intense, but yeah, not really in a bad way. So what do you think of the connection that you have with this person, Sagittarian people? And we have the Lovers and the Chariot. So another two major arcanas. Major arcana, major arcana, major arcana. And yeah, you feel as though you were destined for each other. So this is how you feel about your connection with them. And I mean, come on, if this is not your soulmate, if this is not a soulmate to you, then I don't know what what this is. And with that, we've got the Chariot and the moving forward card. It feels like this connection moves you forward for the better. And also with the dualities with these cards, the light and the dark, and also the feminine and the masculine, it looks like it's a balanced connection, but it feels like with this connection, like you balance each other. But this is how you see this connection. This is how you feel about the connection. And also another message that I'm getting is that there needs to be choices. There's choices. I don't know how it resonates with you, but yeah, because of the dualities, like making choices. So yeah, also I don't know, it's pointing me to like the sun and like the moons and also the stars, but yeah, the sun and the moon, I don't know how that resonates with you. So yeah, so next is how you see your person. How do you see them? So you see them as the Queen of Swords or the Queen of Pentacles. Doesn't matter if they're a man or a woman, it's just their energy. And the Queen of Swords makes me feel like they are cutting with their words, but they are always honest. It feels like they can be harsh, but you know that this is coming from their good intentions. You know, that's how they love. Like, they just tell you like straightforward how it is, how they feel. But yeah, they can be brutally honest, but for only for your own good. And you realize that that's how you see them. Yeah. And at the same time, you see this person as someone that is finan- can be financially secure because of it's the Queen of Pentacles, and where they don't really rely on others because they can take care of themselves, at least financially. Or if it really doesn't apply to you, if they're not really financially secure at the moment, you just see them as a generally very independent person. Yeah. So yeah, very interesting. That's how you see your person. Queens. So let's move on to how this person feels about you. Sagittarian people. So when I saw this card, I was like, oh, they choose you. Like, I choose you. It's like, that's how they feel about you. They chose you. And it feels like they have other options because of these other ones here. But yeah, they chose you. And with the reds here, that means to me that they think you are a very stable person. That's how they feel about you, and they feel like you are grounding them, and you also make them into this like a softer person, like a more gentler person, and makes you make them like carry their hearts on their sleeves, because it's like green and like the heart chakra, if you know those things. But that's how I read this card. So let's move on to how they see the connection with you. Alright, so this is the card that represents that, and it's the Five of Cups. Yeah, okay, it's getting good, but this is not very positive card. But at the same time, how I read this is that they're just seeing the connection. They're just a bit pessimistic about the connection, and that it is causing them to be withdrawn, like this represents them. And instead of looking at the brighter side and the positives of your connection, they tend to look at the negatives, at least for now. Like, this is like the Two Cups that's still upright, and this the Three Cups, they look at the Three Cups that's spilled instead of these Two Cups that are still upright, you know. I feel like being in love with you, so I'll say that it's causing them to feel, which is not very natural to them, because how you see them, how they are, to like how I feel, like how you see them and how they are, like how I've already explained. It feels like they have like this cold front, and you know, you make them feel, and you make them feel vulnerable. So yeah, that's what being in love with you makes them feel like, and they're just not used to that, you know. So yeah, that's how they see their connection with you at the moment. So let's look at how they see you anyway. this is the card for that, how this person is seeing you. So they see you as the High Priestess. And how I read this card is that they see you as someone that is very mysterious. And it feels like they make them curious. Yeah, you're very different. It feels like I'm also getting like you're like the sun to them, and it's like you're very, it feels to me like you're a bright positive person, and since they're quite negative, that's how they see you. They see you as a very, that's how you make them curious, and also that's what attracts you to them. I mean, or that's what, yeah, you being this mysterious person is what attracts them to you, not attracts you to them. And also it feels like they want to discover you more, and they see you as a very intuitive person too, and where even though they put up this cold front, you still see the real them inside. And yeah, I think that's really beautiful. Like behind this facade that they put up, you still see like, the real them. And yeah, so now we'll look at the blocks. This represents the blocks. What's blocking this connection? Like, what's the challenges within this connection? And it is the Eight of Cups. And it's, to me, it's a card of letting go of something that doesn't serve you. Walking away from something that doesn't serve you. However, that resonates with both of you. And also, I don't know, it makes me notice again the sun and the moon, like the suns and the moons here too. So however that resonates with you, like the duality. And also I feel like these mountains represents the hardship that needs to be climbed in order to get to the the more positive and more happier side. Like this is like the growth that needs to happen, and yeah, can really avoid that, I don't think. And also there's this need to retreat to find these 2 cups that are missing, because I think it's supposed to be 10 cups for the completion. And this is like a journey towards happiness, and I feel like this is more them than you. And it is like I'm getting a message that you don't need to worry about them retreating, because I can see that this happiness involves you, but they just need to realize that at the moment. Like, I don't know, it feels like it's them, because it's like with this I got that they're a bit, like retreating, and this guy or girl is also retreating. So yeah, because all this time they just have, and also why I feel that it is them more than you is because all this time they just have their backs on this happiness. Like they just don't realize it at this time. But so like look how this person like had their backs on you, on us, like this and this too, they just have their backs, and this too, like all they have to do is just turn around on the happiness on you. And you know, like look how he's like had their backs on these two cups, and it feels like to me these two cups, like these emotions, this happiness, this emotional fulfillment, it's like these two cups are what's missing from this supposed to be 10 cups, I think. So yeah, all they have to do is turn around, but it feels like they're taking the hard part, where they, I don't know, they want to go through this journey, they have to go through this journey, challenging journey. But you know, in order to realize, in order to get to the other part, you know. And yeah, and I feel like this happiness really involves you. So yeah, I hope this reading really resonates with you Sagittarian people who picked card 1. And if this resonated with you, then or if you want a more personalized one, you can book a reading with me. And I'm offering this love connection reading, as well as any additional guidance for you on what you can do to make this connection work, and also what are the lessons that you need to learn within this connection, and also as well as personal healing for you, especially using like healing, balancing your chakra, because as much as they need to do their own work, you can't do it for them, and it feels like, and and you can't do it for them, like you can only do your part with this connection. So yeah, I'm just here to help you with that. So yeah, that's card 1. Alright, for the Sagittarian people who picked card number 2, this is the reading for you. Okay? Right. So this card represents how you feel about this specific person. Okay? So yeah, how do you feel about this person? And it's the King of Wands. And I can see, like, I can feel that you feel very passionately intense love. You have this intense, passionate love for them. And it's very strong feelings, and it's very powerful with the yellows there. And yeah, that's what I'm getting. So how do you see this connection with your person? And it's the Devil card. And I don't know, yeah. I mean, I feel like at the moment you are bounded, and it's not healthy. Like this connection is how you see it, and it's based on like the more earthly, but it's very passionate. And but right now it appears that to you it feels like this connection is getting very toxic. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from this card. although there's love, but it's not healthy. That's how you see this connection. So how are you seeing this person? I don't know why this is depressing reading, but yeah, I'm just a messenger. I'm just saying the messages that I feel and see and get. So how are you seeing them? You see them as someone that is very much, I don't know, burdened with life. I mean, just burned out rather, and someone that is left out in the cold, and it feels like you pity them. So is this, I don't know, it makes me ask myself, I got like this question in my mind, like, is this really love or is it pity? But I don't know if this is you leaving them, leaving them out in the cold because you can't handle this like toxic connection. But don't get me wrong, it's like you love them either way. You did, yeah. Love is there. I'm just saying it's not a very healthy connection, you know? And it feels like, it just feels like to me that you are doing this for their own good, like this living, because, and also for your own good, like for your own like peace of mind, and you know, and also, and but it feels like they don't just realize it for now. And you know, when people have their own issues and they have a lot of healing to do for their own selves, it's like your person is like that. And that's what, how they yeah, that's just how you see them. And I think there is really love and attraction here, but it's getting a bit toxic to the point where they are being obsessive, borderline obsessive. And that usually happens with people that have not resolved their own issues and have not healed yet, where they need to love themselves first before being able to love other person. Because if they haven't learned to love themselves first, they can be very dependent on the person that they're with, and it's not very healthy. But the good thing about this, where I can see, is like this is like the 10 of swords, so it's getting into the completion. So anyway, how do they feel about you? Let's just see how they feel about you. And this is the card for that. Wheel of Fortune. When I saw this card, to be honest, I don't know, I got a bit confused about how to read this card. But anyway, what I got from this is that, like with the fortune, it feels like they are very lucky to have you. And it also feels like they it also feels like with the swords here, it feels like they owe you some truths. And it feels like they wished for you. And that it almost feels like it is you, it is you are that someone that hopefully can save them. yeah, we're in this, if they're really in this situation, then I don't know, people can really be like that, or like, like just depend on someone to like save them instead of really resolving their own issues. So yeah, that's just what I'm getting. And but what I also got from this, it feels like you're like their dream come true, if that resonates with someone. Yeah. So how are they seeing the connection anyway? How are they seeing the connection with you? And it's very promising. I mean, come on, two aces. Like, look at that side by side. Um, it feels like they really want this new beginning with you, and I feel like they're willing to change for this, in order for this connection to work. And this connection also offers them this like overflowing love. That's what I get from this, and as much as stability in like the material realm, because it's like a pentacle. So yeah, that's how they're seeing this connection, in as opposed to how you're seeing this connection. Like, look, how it's different. But anyway, how do they see you? And I got 3 cards for that. So yeah. So we got the Hermit card, and the Judgment, and the King of Pentacles, for how they see you. And what I got from this, as they see you was withdrawing, and but this could also indicate, because it feels like you're, how like it ties in with this, like you're walking away, if this is you. They see you as withdrawing, but this could also indicate that they see you as a person with a lot of wisdom, and that you can teach them something. And it also feels like you light up their world, like with this light. That's what I got from that. And like you are like the light, because it feels like they're very very much into this dark situation or something. So yeah, you, when you came into their life, you are like the light. And you were also it feels like with this King of Pentacles, you are this King of Pentacles to them, and that's offering this like financial stability. But it could also be them, and they see you as the like the star. This is like you to them. That's what I got. And with the Judgment card, I noticed like this XX like 20, and this like X here, and the X there. So I don't know, I think it's like there's some form of like completion, but I just don't know how to pinpoint it. Like, it depends on in your own situation. But anyway, Judgment is like the final decision. And but also what I'm getting from this card, because it came up to when I asked the question, how are they seeing you? You are a very giving person, and it feels like they're kind of asking you to be patient with them. And but they know, they realize they have their issues, you know. Because I don't know if I forgot to tell you about like how they see this connection, because it has this like, I don't know, with the snake here, they kind of like, they realize that they do realize they're being like toxic and being quite unfair to you. But yeah, so anyway, um with this, they look at you very highly, but I feel like this love connection is imbalanced in the giving and receiving, where I can see that in this connection you are more on the giving side. You give more, and yeah, it couldn't work like that because there should be balance in the giving and receiving. You should be receiving as well. And it feels like they see you making the final decision, but it is for the good of both of you, or like everyone involved in this love connection. Yeah, so that's how they're seeing you. So now let's look at the block. What are the blocking this connection? And I got for that card is the Seven of Swords. And I don't know, when I saw this card I can see deception. That's the first word that came into my mind. And I feel like it's them needing to be more truthful, or it could also be you, like being more truthful, saying how you really feel. Like someone needs to stand in their own power. With all the yellows here, that's what I feel. And say that someone in this connection is being unfair, and in this I feel like it's more them being unfair, because they only take and receive but don't really give, because that's what I got from this. And someone really needs to be someone really needs to sort their issues first before being connected in this kind of love connection. And with the taking and the all, if it's them, or really on the taking and receiving side, it can also be like done unintentionally, most importantly if they're not if they haven't solved their issues yet with their own selves. So yeah, I guess you should just be more compassionate with them. But that's just what the block that I'm seeing in this connection. So I hope that resonated with you. This this reading is quite deep, and yeah, if this resonated with you, or if you want to look, like, this is a very general reading, so take what resonates. This could not all can like apply to you, but since you chose this card, most of this probably like applies to you anyway. And yeah, if you want something that really like applies to you, then you have to book a private reading. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you book a private reading with me, there's additional to this love connection, I can offer you like what can you do to yeah, I got cut off, but anyway, so as I was saying, if you book a private reading with me, then I can offer you more guidance onto how this your connection with your person works and will work, like what can you do, what are the kind of steps that you can do, and what are the lessons that you need to learn within this connection, as well as a personal healing, mostly on your side. Yeah, because you can as much as you want to, you can only do your own healing within this connection, and they can only you have to let them do their own healing. So yeah, thank you for watching. Love and light.